Hello, ladies, and welcome back to my channel. This week, I am looking to speak to you guys about peace in a relationship. But today, I'm going to start with um, how some look at what we call provider, men as provider. So, first, I want to start with there's many and different versions that we think about when we talk about a man being a provider. And I'm coming to you speaking from a woman's perspective and from the understanding that I have with reading the Bible and being married for 20 years and in a relationship with my husband for 23 years. So I do have some experience. So I want to start with before Eve was created, God placed Adam in the garden to take care of it. So that tells me that men is called to steward, to work, and protect what God has entrusted in them. So with that, a spouse, I would say, um, your wife, your husband, we have to come together and work as a team. So provision is holistic, right? It's just not financial. And I feel a lot of times that we get caught up in providing being financially materialistic. So looking at it from a experience and a biblical standpoint, it's a spiritual leadership. So emotionally and physically taking care and material provision. It's just working, being diligent, and ensuring that your wife need is met. Remember, I said needs, not wants. And from an emotional and physical standpoint, it's creating that safety, that stability, and covering. And from a spiritual standpoint, it is taking care of and leading your home as God's will. You know, you want to pray, have integrity, and trust. So I wanted to kind of start there. So just know, because of the provision that God has given men, does not mean that women can't work. It does not mean women are inferior. You know, the tail, not the head, right? Um, what I mean by that, I'm saying that God didn't make us less than. It's okay to let the man lead. That's the position God has put him in. So that's more than rightful to say. But that doesn't make women less than. Just take my point. Um, it doesn't make men more valuable. It doesn't make men rule over force of fear. And men have to understand that, and women have to understand that and know that. And just know that the man is called to carry the responsibility. The woman is called to walk in wisdom, strength. God is ultimately the provider over both. So I do have a couple of notes. So from Proverbs 31, it describes a woman who works, invests, manages finance, and builds trust. And Her husband is praised, not threatened by her strength. God has ordered partnership, not hierarchy for one or the other, partnership. And until we understand and really live out the means of women, um, what, submitting, kind of took me a minute to get that word, but women being submissive, understand your role. Um, and when we understand our role and men understand their role, it it brings peace, especially if you both understand. Um, it means he does not avoid his responsibility. He does not abandon his leadership. He does not rely on a woman to carry what God has assigned him. And at the same time, women are not cursed for success, and men are threatened by their capability. Women, when God order is understood correctly, that's where peace starts. You have to understand. So, as we go through our relationships, if you're married or a fiance, dating, your boo's, a significant other, honey, whatever term you use, know that peace comes from within and understanding our role. We do not force the other to take their role because we're all created differently, and with that, we grow differently. And because you are in a place of growth, we still have some growing to do. We all, every day is a learning aspect in life. So know that, you know, either be patient, and that's who you want and what you want. And then by being patient and getting what you want and who you want, you have to understand self. And what I mean by understanding self is just because this is the way that I want things to go, or this is the way I believe is the right way, it doesn't mean it is, and doesn't mean it's not. What it does mean, maybe your partner doesn't see it that way, is still growing, still learning how to understand, you know, their role and what part they play. I'm not here to say that you have to wait for a man or a woman to grow up. And I'm really speaking to the ladies from a woman's perspective. The men don't bring our peace. We bring peace within. Peace is created within. It's about the things that you can take on, the things that you accept, the things that you are willing to change. It's about growth. It is about being just in a learning stage as well. So, I want you guys to remember that we bring our own self peace. What we bring to the relationship assist with each other peace. Um, the calmness, the disrespect, the loud talking, the disagreeing. Um, you know, these are, I would say, some of the normal things that happen in a relationship. We have to learn how to react. We have to learn how to understand. We have to learn how to work together. So, my message today is how to live in peace. So I hope I have been able to give you some perspective on living in peace, and that it starts within. And I'm going to continue to talk about creating your peace and living in peace. But today I wanted to kind of focus on what it means when it says men are providers and protectors, and the assignment they have been given to God. And as women, when we understand that role and not only think that providing means financials, um, they have a role in that, but that's not the the intent of the message. The intent of the message is that he has to protect what God has entrusted in him. He has to make sure that it's care, comforting. These are things that he has to provide to his wife. So just know that there is more to providing than just finance. Because women, as I stated earlier, the Bible doesn't say we are inferior. It doesn't say we're lower, beneath. No, He's created us to be the helpmate. So with that, partnership, as I talked about earlier, and we have to understand partnership. And I'm not really trying to repeat myself, but what I am trying to do is get us to understand we, as individual women, and I'm just talking to women, but I am talking to women because it's Women of Growth. This is my page, and it's to inspire women. But I know men will listen to this as well, and hope they don't get it misunderstood on what their position is in a marriage. So continue to tune in the rest of this week, because I do have more to talk about. But I'm going to wrap it up, because I think my husband is calling me. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And I wasn't trying to make it a long, drawn out message either. But I'm going to end with peace. We really create our own peace. And by creating our own peace, it is what we accept and allow in our life, and how we handle it, and the things we learn along the way. So I'm just going to end it with when God calls a man to be a provider, He's not speaking about power. He is speaking about responsibilities. And when a man understands, as well as a woman, provision biblically, a woman is not diminished. She is supported. She's protected and free to thrive. Thank you for listening. Please comment, like, and share. Be love, give love, and show love. Always faith over fear. And until next time, be kind.